Good afternoon from Keizer, Oregon at Volcanoes Stadium, and welcome to OSAA.TV coverage of the 3A Oregon State Baseball Championship. And a good one this afternoon as Cascade Christian, 23-7 on the year, takes on Santiam Christian, 26-3. A couple of teams coming in here off shutouts to get to the championship game. Cascade with a win over the Bandon Tigers, 5-0 in the semifinals, while Santiam Christian defeated Burns 6-0. And we have some very good baseball players, standout players from the 3A ranks, and really some of the better ball players in the state of Oregon. Let's get to the defensive set for Cascade Christian, Santiam Christian, the designated home team. Jeff Hendricks will open at second base. He is one of those guys who plays every sport and plays every sport well. He is a leader of this Santiam Christian team. Otis Andrew will start at third base, number 12. Grant Schroeder will be in the hole at shortstop, number 7. Alex Havelsrud behind the plate, the catcher. Micah Ropp, who is the pitcher for this ball game, is going to start. We talked with the coach. He's very comfortable with Ropp on the mound, coming off a shutout win in his last appearance. Caleb Wansley will start at first base. Wears number 13. In the outfield, it'll be J.T. Wyatt in left, wears number 4. The center fielder, Ricky Dritkus, wears number 20. And in right field, Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts is going to be wearing number 10. The Santiam Christian Eagles coming in here. Matt Nosak really happy with where they are coming into this ball game. Very comfortable. He said his team has been playing well. They've been playing loose and excited about getting this opportunity to play for a state championship. Santiam Christian aiming for its 4th state title. They won in 99, 2004, and then won the championship again in 2010. Now, Cascade Christian, this will be the first time that they've played for a state championship, so kind of a whole new thing for them. But it's going to be really interesting as these two teams hook up. We have seen them play each other in basketball. We've seen them play each other on the football field. And here they are, the last 3A baseball game of the year in Oregon, and they're playing for all the marbles and a state championship. Should be a lot of fun. We have a couple of standout ball players that we'll see as this thing goes along. The Eagles from Santiam Christian, they can hit the ball. They're batting well over 400, 428 as a team coming in here to the state championship game. Cascade Christian, will they be overwhelmed at the big stage here at Volcanoes Stadium against this very talented Santiam Christian Eagles team? Well, we're just about to find out. Our referees down there having a little meeting with the coaches as we get things ready to go. A little bit of star power and, of course, the excitement of a state championship game. It should be a lot of fun, and we're pleased to be able to bring you the game on OSAA.TV. Cascade Christian is coached by John Bruce. And he talked to us a little bit before the game. He said, we're coming in here ready to go against a very good Santiam Christian team. A lot of respect for the Eagles, coached by Matt Nosak. His assistants, Chuck Theodore and Jim Ower, they have really built quite a program at Santiam Christian and look to add yet another state title here this afternoon in Keizer. Our first game of the day, the 1A, 2A state championship, won by Kennedy, and it was quite a game. They defeated Weston McEwen by a score of 10-4. Tomorrow we have 3 state title games here on OSAA.TV for you, beginning in the morning at 10:30 with the 4A state championship game. We'll have the 5A game in the afternoon, and then at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll be looking at that 6A state championship with Oregon City and Thurston. As we get ready to start the game, 74 degrees right here in Keizer. Just a chance of a drop or two of precipitation. We do have some dark clouds kind of settling in over I-5 and a little bit off to the northwest as well. But so far, it has been a little cloudy with spots of sunshine today in Keizer. And we're expecting kind of a cloudy evening. If we get a drip or two, nothing I don't think that's going to affect them being able to play this ball game. It is very warm in the mid-70s. And we see a lot of blue skies out there off to the west here of the Keizer, Salem area. So we hope you'll settle back and enjoy the game with us on OSAA.tv. Micah Ropp warming up. He's got Alex Havelsrud there behind the plate. Right-hand pitcher has a lot of control with that strike zone, does Micah Ropp. Again, a very experienced team, Santiam Christian. Ropp is a junior. They have a lot of juniors on this team who've had a lot of success in athletics and a lot of different sports, and a team that has been together as a program coming in here and more ahead with next year with a lot of these guys coming back. Leading off,
the left fielder, number 24, Jake
it'll
Miller.
be the Challengers' Jake Miller. He's the left fielder, and he stands in there against Micah Ropp to get this underway. First pitch coming at about 5:06. And the wind, and the pitch is ripped foul out over the first base line, and that'll be an 0-1 count here against the batter, Jake Miller. Ropp has a little bit of a kick there as he delivers outside for ball one, and the count is even. Here's the pitch, strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Jake Miller taps himself on the helmet, let a good pitch slide by for strike 2. Ropp again with the kick and the delivery. A little bit low, and the count is even at 2-2. Pitching has been a big part of the season's success, both for the Challengers and the Eagles. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and it is picked off there by Ropp on the mound, and a nice throw over to Caleb Wansley at first. Out number 1, and that'll bring Cody Coggins to the plate, the shortstop for Cascade Christian.
The shortstop, number 9, Cody Coggins.
Coggins, a freshman, bats from the port side. Taps the plate and digs in here against Micah Ropp. 1 gone, just getting it underway in Keizer. Wheels and delivers for a strike on the outside corner. Ropp looking good on the mound here against the first couple of batters right around the strike zone. Good control. Here is the 0-1 pitch, and it is ripped foul. This time over the third base line, and the count is 0-2. And a lot easier to pitch when you're out in front of those hitters. Here's Ropp. Has a nice high kick in the delivery. It's ripped down the first baseline, and it got by Caleb Wansley coming off the bag and down to first. Solid hit by Cody Coggins. Looked like Caleb Wansley had a crack at it, but that ball underneath his glove skipped on out into right field.
Center fielder, number 15, Isaiah Lusney.
That'll bring up Isaiah Lusney, Cascade Christian's center fielder. He's also a left-handed swinger. John Bruce, a couple of lefties up here, second and third in the batting order. Coggins on at first. And Ropp throws the ball to Wansley over there, chasing Coggins back to the bag. Here's the delivery. Nibbling at the corner. It stayed outside, and the count is 1-0 to Isaiah Lusney. Ropp toes the rubber, looks in for the sign from Alex Havelsrud. Takes a quick glance over toward first at Coggins, and he'll make the throw again. Coggins safely back aboard. Ropp not wanting Coggins to get too comfortable down there on first. Meanwhile, Lusney waiting for the 1-0 pitch, and he wraps it down to second. Here's the flip, the toss for 1, back to the bag, double play. And out of the inning, and a nice job by the shortstop, Grant Schroeder, Jeff Hendricks flipped that ball to him, and Schroeder on to Walmsley. 4 to 6 to 3, the double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left as we head for the bottom of the first inning. No score. We'll take a look at the defense here for Cascade Christian. Behind the plate will be Tristan Jones, the sophomore, good catcher, and he'll be the receiver for Daniel Scotto, the junior pitcher. At first base will be Justin Cheney, a senior. Down at second, Andrew Shea, also a senior. Sophomore Kyle Ferguson over at third. Cody Coggins, the freshman that we just talked about, in the shortstop position. And in the outfield, Jake Miller in left, a senior. Sophomore Isaiah Lusney in center. And Tyler West out in right field is a junior. Cascade Christian and Santiam Christian, both their lineups are just filled with great athletes. Again, kids that we have seen in basketball, we've seen them in football, and here they are on the baseball diamond at Keizer Volcanoes Stadium with a state championship on the line. And our pleasure to bring you the game on OSAA.TV. We're here for this 3A state championship game and 3 title games coming up tomorrow. Be our pleasure to bring you all of the games. Jeff Hendricks will lead it off for Santiam Christian. He'll get a little visit from the good coach. Hendricks, also a very good pitcher. His ERA at 1.19 on the year. He's already signed. He's going to Oregon State, going to play baseball for the Oregon State Beavers. Hendricks is just an athlete, pitching a 1.19 ERA. The guy really is a great baseball player, and we've seen him in 3 sports at least, and it'd be fun to watch him play here this afternoon. Hendricks steps in against Scotto as we go to the bottom of the first inning here at Volcanoes Stadium, and no score with Santiam Christian and Cascade Christian. He jumps on the first pitch, sends it out to Lusney, the sophomore, settles under it in right center field for the out. First inning, 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 gone.
Third baseman, number 12.
Andrew Otis will step in now. Otis, right-handed batter. He's the third baseman for Santiam Christian. Otis, a lanky lad, there in the box. Long arms and legs. Watches the first pitch sail just outside. It's 1-0 to Andrew Otis. Boy, Otis swings that bat. He's got a lot of range with those long arms. Here's the wind and the delivery. Nice pitch down the pipe. 1-1, called strike. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Skip that one down low. Tristan Jones pops out, gives the ball back to the umpire. 2 balls, a strike, 1 out here. Bottom of the first, no score. Santiam Christian and Cascade Christian. Here's the delivery. It's high for ball 3. 3-1 now. Scotto falls behind Andrew Otis. Otis lets that ball lay on his shoulder way back there. Here is the pitch, and it is high and inside for ball 4. And a base on balls delivered to Andrew Otis, who trots on down to first base as Grant Schroeder steps to the plate.
Number 7, Grant Schroeder.
Grant Schroeder, the Eagles shortstop, digs in with 1 gone, 1 on here in the first. Here's the delivery. He tried to turn that thing over. It stayed high, and the count is 1-0. Scotto, a little bit of problem keeping that ball down. He takes a peek over at first, and there's the throw to Justin Cheney. Otis steps back on the bag. 1-0, Scotto. checking the runner at first. Comes to the plate. The ball is checked and dipped foul off toward the dugout. Down first base, and the count is even at 1-1. Alex Havelsrud on deck. Here's another throw to first as they keep Andrew Otis in check. Cheney a foot on the bag as Daniel Scotto peers in at Tristan Jones. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Nice delivery by Daniel Scotto. Then he jumps ahead on the count to Grant Schroeder. Schroeder looks at the pitch outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Just a beautiful evening for baseball. Warm temperature. We were at 74 degrees at the start of the game. Some clouds out there. Been a nice day. Here is the delivery high for ball 3, and Scotto goes full count to Grant Schroeder here, 3-2 with Andrew Otis on at first. In a scoreless ball game here, just underway at Volcanoes Stadium in Keizer. Here's the pitch, caught the corner for a called strike 3. Big pitch, first strikeout of the ball game for Daniel Scotto. 2 down, and with Andrew Otis still aboard at first, here comes Havelsrud. That was a big out for Daniel Scotto, the junior. And again, he throws over to Cheney at first. You get the sense, Scotto has the sense that Otis could take off. Here is the pitch, and he just battles it off the handle of the baseball, picked up by the pitcher, flips it over to Cheney for out number 3. And gone in the first inning, Santiam Christian, no runs,
For the Eagles,
no hits, no errors, and 1 man left aboard and through 1 inning of play in Keizer, no score.
Santiam Christian, nothing.
If you've stopped saving, let us help you start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow from U.S. Bank. Save a little every week with every purchase, every paycheck. Watch your savings grow. When you reach $1,000, you'll earn a $50 rewards Visa card. Earn another $50 when you keep it for a year. Save for a wedding day, a family, or your house. Just start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank.
Welcome back here to Keizer, the 3A State Basketball Championship game. Baseball, OSAA.TV. Boy, I better pay attention. What are we looking at? Oh, that's a baseball diamond out there. Awesome. It really is a beautiful setting with the natural grass out there. Got a chance to walk down there. It's in great shape. Of course, where the San Francisco Giants team plays, the Volcanoes here at Keizer. Summer is on the way. It won't be long. Here we are, the 1st of June already, and it's such a pleasure to have you join us here for the 3A State Championship game. Kennedy picked up the 1A, 2A championship a little earlier here in Keizer, winning 10-4 over the Kennedy squad. Couple of big offensive innings. Here we go to the top of the second for the Eagles.
Correction, the challengers. Designated hitter number 20, Josh Bright.
The challengers from Cascade Christian. Josh Bright, he's the designated hitter, and he'll step in. First pitch is there for a called strike. Here's the delivery. This one is wrapped out over the head of the second baseman. Plenty of time. Tyler Roberts just kind of leans on over toward right center field and tucks it away. And a quick out here to start off the second inning.
Now batting for the challengers, the catcher, number 10.
Micah Ropp has pitched to 4 batters. And he's going to toss the ball in. They're going to switch balls as Alex Havelsrud gives the baseball to the umpire, Tristan Jones. Catcher for the challengers. Ropp delivers. Late swing and a miss. Strike one. Micah Ropp looking very good. Pitched a shutout in his last appearance. Matt Nosak said, I'm real happy to have Micah Ropp pitching this game for us today. Second pitch just misses down low, and the count goes to 1-1. Ropp has the sign from Havelsrud, winds and delivers. Got it there for a called strike. Just put a little twister on the end of that one. And Jones, he knew it, but it was too late to do much about it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here is the delivery. The fastball got him swinging. Strike 3. And the first strikeout of the game for Micah Ropp sends Tristan Jones back to the dugout. And Kyle Ferguson, the third sacker for Cascade Christian, will stand in against Micah Ropp. Ropp appears to be a calm fella. He just stands there, takes a look, and there's the called strike. He is right around the strike zone. He's been high with 1 or 2 pitches, but for the most part, he has been right spot on in this ball game early. No score here in the top of the second. The bunt attempt up over the top of the bat and right at us into the net, and the count is 0-2. Ferguson sets himself, steps back in. Down in the count, 0-2 to Micah Ropp. Ropp, high, quick. Kick, and the ball tapped out towards second, and right there is Jeff Hendricks. Makes the catch over his left shoulder, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. Cascade Christian, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left as we head to the bottom of the second. No score here at Keizer, and coming up, Santiam Christian. A State baseball championship. Got a little NBA playoffs on my mind. Been watching a lot of basketball here in the last few days. A decidedly larger venue here at Volcanoes Stadium. A beautiful ballpark. Goes 350 out to left center, 325 down the line to the left, 405 at center field, 325 to right field. It's a beautiful setting here with the natural grass and I-5 not too far away. You can hear the traffic sliding by north and south here on a Friday. And the pitch by Daniel Scotto is taken high for ball 1. Ropp, the pitcher, not a bad guy with the bat. Stands in there and looks in at Scotto. Here's the delivery, and he held it up. And the count goes to 2-0. Good patience by Micah Ropp. He digs in, and Scotto delivers. Called strike. Boy, what a matchup for these two pitchers. We might have just had a little bit of precipitation fall out of the sky, Phil. Here comes the second. No, thought it was a strike, and it is a ball. Looked like he'd got the corner, but it is ball 3. And now Scotto behind, 3-1. To Micah Ropp. Here's the delivery, and Ropp rips one foul out behind us and into the parking lot. Full count at 3-2, no score here. Bottom of the second in Keizer, 3A baseball state championship game. And he turned one over but left it high, and Ropp draws a base on balls. He'll head on down to first base. Second walk issued by Daniel Scotto on the afternoon, and Caleb Wansley, the first baseman for the Eagles, will stand in with Ropp at first. Caleb Wansley, tall guy, bats from the left side. And the pitch outside for ball one. And all of a sudden, Daniel Scotto just missing the strike zone. Walked Ropp, and here's Wansley ahead on the count at 1-0. Ropp peeks over at first and then delivers in a solid base knock over the second baseman's head. Picked up by Tyler West out in right field, and aboard at first base, Caleb Wansley. And down to second goes Micah Ropp. Wansley, a nice job as he just waited for that ball. He had a great timing, and he just went with the pitch and drove it right over Andrew Shea's head into right field. J.T. Wyatt, the left fielder for Santiam Christian, steps in with two aboard. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless ball game in the state title game for 3A baseball. Here's the pitch. Wyatt looked like he wanted to show bunt there, but it was a high pitch. He lays off it, and the count is 1-0. Santiam Christian looking to get things going here in the second inning. Runners at first and second. The ball is chopped down to third, picked up by Cody Coggins on to first. And they got him, but that'll advance the runners as Micah Ropp wheels into third base, and Caleb Wansley on down to second. Wyatt
designated hitter
is out at first. With one gone and runners at second and third, designated hitter Aldrich, Tyler Aldrich, steps in inside for ball one. Ropp walked, went to second on Caleb Wansley's single, and then over to third on the throw to first. That pitch coming inside and high. It's 2-0. Daniel Scotto struggling just a bit here in the second inning. Glances over toward third, and the ball is nicked foul, and the count rolls to 2-1. Here's the delivery and a late swing and a miss for strike two. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Aldrich with Ropp at third and Wansley on at second. 1 out here in the second, and the ball is tapped right down to third base. Here is the long throw to first, and scoring on the throw is Micah Ropp, and Santiam Christian takes a 1-0 lead. Aldrich goes out 5-3. Scampering over to third base is Caleb Wansley. And with Wansley on at third, here comes Tyler Roberts, the right fielder for Santiam Christian. Left-handed swinger. Here's the delivery, and he knocks that ball out toward left field. Jake Miller running and dropping back is the third baseman, Kyle Ferguson. Neither one can get to it. It's a long strike. And everybody will go back and reset. One to nothing, Santiam Christian. Roberts looking to make it 2 here with Wansley on at third. The ball is dropped down to first base. Picked up, the flip to the pitcher. Close play, and they got him at first base with a late toss by the first baseman, Dustin Cheney, to Daniel Scotto. and Santiam Christian gone in the second, but not till they score a run. One hit, there were no errors, and one man left after 2 innings of play. Santiam Christian 1, Cascade Christian nothing.
At Les Schwab, along with great prices, our tires come with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you, which includes free flat repairs, equal value replacements, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. With the other guys, well, you just never know. So why is free protection on your tires good to have?
Lifetime protection. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
The 3A State Baseball Championship for the state of Oregon and OSAA.TV bringing you 5 games this weekend. The Kennedy Trojans captured the 1A, 2A state championship earlier this afternoon here in Keizer with a 10-4 win over Weston McEwen. And here in the 3A state title game, Santiam Christian with a 1-0 lead as we head to the 3rd inning. Micah Ropp, the right-hander, doing a great job. 1, 2, 3. First inning ended with a double play after a single he gave up to Cody Coggins, but they turned the double. And then a 1, 2, 3 inning in the second. Justin Cheney, Tyler West, and Andrew Shea due up here in the 3rd for Cascade Christian. First offering is low and outside, and the count 1-0 to Cheney. Micah Ropp, a very deliberate pitcher. Stands in, looks to Alex Havelsrud, his battery mate. Here is the pitch, and it is inside for ball 2. Each team with a hit. Coggins a single for Cascade Christian. Wansley a single for Santiam. Here's Ropp with the high kick and the delivery. Looking for the corner inside, missed it, and the count goes to 3-0. And now Micah Ropp finds himself deep in the hole to Justin Cheney. Cheney, left-handed batter. Here's the wind and the delivery, and there's the called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Justin Cheney. Micah Ropp put that one right down the tube. Here's the 3-1 delivery, again with the high knee kick. It is high and tight, ball 4, and aboard on a base on balls. Justin Cheney is Tyler West, the right fielder, steps to the plate.
Right fielder, number 4, Tyler West.
West taking a look down toward first base. Caleb Wansley will step in and hold Justin Cheney, who takes about a step lead off the bag at first. Ropp gives him a cursory look and then comes to the plate way outside and high, and the count 1-0. And after some very efficient pitching for a couple of innings, Micah Ropp suddenly has thrown 4 balls in the last 6 pitches. Check it. 5 balls in the last 6. He glances over at Caleb Wansley there on first. And the outside pitch, ball 2. Havelsrud to go out and have a word with Micah Ropp. Gives him a little tap on the arm. Ropp kicks a little dirt, and he's about ready to go. Top of the 3rd inning, a 1-0 Santiam Christian lead in the state baseball 3A championship game on OSAA.TV. And there is Micah Ropp. Ropp delivers. The ball is wrapped foul. West showing bunt as Cheney took off for second. He just couldn't get around on it, and the count is 2-1. Third baseman Andrew Otis up in front of the bag, just onto the first part of the grass off third base. There's the quick throw to Caleb Wansley. And back in time is Justin Cheney. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out here, top of the third. And the pitch. It is bunted high into the air and back behind, giving chase is Havelsrud. And the foul ball evens the count at 2-2. Santiam Christian with a run across in the second for a 1-0 lead. And Cascade Christian has something going here in the top of the third. Cheney drew a walk. It is still there at first. Tyler West even with the pitcher Micah Ropp at 2-2. Ropp very deliberate. Here's the delivery, and he misses high, and the count is full at 3-2. Cheney, not a big lead off first. Ropp showing a propensity to toss that ball over that way, and he'll do it again. Chases him back to the bag. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Tyler West. Here's the delivery on the outside, and there's ball 4. Second straight walk given up by Micah Ropp. And Cheney will go to second the easy way. Runners at first and second as Andrew Shea steps in. Shea, the second baseman for Cascade Christian. The Challengers won 23 of their 30 games this year.
The second baseman, number 3, Andrew Shea.
Cascade Christian's been on a roll. They've won 9 in a row coming into the state championship game. Trailing 1-0 here, top of the third. Cheney at second, West at first, and Shea steps in against Micah Ropp. Ropp delivers. Nice pitch, called strike 1. Brought the heat. Jake Miller on deck for the Challengers. Runners take their leads. Trying to give Ropp a little something extra to think about. Here's the delivery, and it is bunted right down in front to the pitcher. Ropp will go to first in time for the first out and will advance the runners as Cheney churns into third, and Tyler West is down to second with 1 out.
Left fielder, number 24.
Jake Miller
Miller.
dribbled one out there. The pitcher able to field the ball. He's 0 for 1 in the game, and now Miller looking to see if he can tie this game or perhaps put the Challengers up on top. Eagles lead it 1-0 here, top of 3 at Keizer. Ropp looks back towards second and then says, I need to adjust my cap. Now he's ready to go. He's got Tyler West down there at second, Cheney over at third. Here's Ropp with the delivery, a little high. And he's 1-0 to Jake Miller. Now Miller's going to step out of the batter's box. Head down and talk with the good coach. Havelsrud will take the opportunity to run out for a word with Ropp. Pretty good crowd out here. I hope tomorrow, if you have some time, come on out to Keizer. Beautiful venue here at Volcanoes Stadium. Baseball titles, 5 of them being decided this weekend. 1 in the bag. Kennedy, the 1A, 2A state champs, with a 10-4 victory over Weston McEwen. Santiam Christian leading Cascade 1-0 here in the third. The pitch, a called strike. Jake Miller watched that one all the way into the glove. A ball and a strike with 1 out here in the top of the third. Runners at second and third for Cascade Christian. Ropp looks in for the call from Alex Havelsrud. Checks the runners. And going back to second, and the pitch is outside for ball 2. One out here in the top of the third. Ropp glances at Tyler down at second and then over to Cheney at third. And here's the pitch, a called strike. Micah Ropp working hard right now on the mound. He's got runners in scoring position at second and third, leading 1-0 and a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, slapped out into the hole. They'll go to first on the fielder's choice, and scoring the first run of the ball game for Cascade Christian is Justin Cheney. As Miller goes out on the fielder's choice, 4-3. There's two down here in the third, and Cody Coggins, who singled in his first at bat, will stand in here for the challengers. Tyler West standing on the bag at third. Here's the delivery, a solid shot up into center field, an RBI single for Cody Coggins. Coggins is 2 for 2 and gets the RBI as Tyler West comes in to score, and Cascade Christian takes a 2-1 lead over the Eagles in the top of the third.
Number 15, the center
Nice
fielder,
job of
Isaiah
hitting by
Lusney.
Cody Coggins, and Isaiah Lusney, who hit into a double play in the first inning, looking for an opportunity to keep this rally alive for Cascade Christian. Cody Coggins, who just drove in the go-ahead run for Cascade Christian, takes a little bit of a lead off first, not much, and Micah Ropp gives him a quick cursory glance, and now he'll throw over that way to Caleb Wansley. Wansley would like nothing better to get himself into scoring position here. The ball is ripped down foul of the first base sack, and the count is 0-1. Two out here in the top of the third for Cascade Christian. Two walks, and that's what hurt Micah Ropp here. Both have come around to score. And again, the throw to first, driving Coggins back to the bag. Micah Ropp has thrown a lot of pitches here in the third inning. He comes to the plate. A called strike on the inside corner, and the count is 0-2. Ropp clear sailing in the first couple of innings, and in a jam here in the third. Cascade Christian up on top 2-1, and again they send the ball to first base. Wansley looking to apply the tag, but safely aboard Cody Coggins. Ropp, he delivers, and it is ripped foul right down into a group of spectators up on the hill. The berm, the grassy knoll, if you will. Bunch of picnic tables down there. I'm sure will be made good use of this summer when the Volcanoes are underway. Here's a swing, and the ball is tapped by Lusney. Back foul, and the count is 0-2. Still, two out, third inning. Cascade Christian on top of Santiam Christian 2-1. With Coggins, who drove in the go-ahead run, still aboard at first. Havelsrud with the signal. Here comes Ropp to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike three. Big strikeout by Micah Ropp, his second of the ball game, as he gets Lusney swinging, and we come to the middle of the third inning. But two runs crossed the plate in the third for Cascade Christian, as they get two runs on one hit. There were no errors, and one man left aboard as we head to the bottom of the third. Cascade Christian 2, Santiam Christian 1. Daniel Scotto warming it up. Tristan Jones, the sophomore catcher. As we have a good one here, a close ball game, and Santiam Christian had the early lead, surrendered that in the top of the third as a couple of challengers crossed the plate, and we go to the bottom of the third inning, leading it off. It'll be Jeff Hendricks at the top of the order. Hendricks, Otis, and Schroeder due up for the Santiam Christian Eagles. These guys haven't lost much this year, 26 wins and 3 losses on the year.
Santiam Christian, the second baseman, number 14, Jeff Hendricks.
Hendricks took the first pitch of the ball game and drilled it out into center field. But Isaiah Lusney was there to haul it in. Daniel Scotto, the junior pitcher, facing Jeff Hendricks, and a little high with the pitch, 1-0. Outfield, pretty much straight away. Left fielder Jake Miller shaded maybe just a little bit over towards center. As the left-handed hitter, Jeff Hendricks, is up. Here is the pitch, and it's way up high, and the count moves to 2-0. Check it, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Jeff Hendricks. He is one very good athlete. Here is the pitch, way high and outside, and he'll send him down to first on 4 straight pitches as Santiam Christian gets the tie run aboard with Jeff Hendricks leading off here at the bottom of the third, and Andrew Otis will be at the plate for Santiam Christian.
Get well sooner, play well longer, online and one-on-one. ODS gives you all the tools you need to feel your best.
Meeting of the minds on the mound.
And vision. ODS, where help happens.
Regular clubhouse meeting out there for Cascade Christian.
Check out the big brains in Oregon high schools. Log on to OSAA.org and look under awards to learn about the Dairy Farmers of Oregon academic all.
Jeff Hendricks aboard on the walk. Andrew Otis walked in the first.
The batter for Santiam Christian, the third baseman, number 12, Andrew
And
Otis.
Scotto ready to go is Tristan Jones. Leans a little bit outside. The flip toss over to Justin Cheney at first, chasing Hendricks back to the bag. Not a lot of wind blowing, just a little bit of a breeze, maybe from the west, northwest. Here is the pitch, and holding up is Andrew Otis. And the count 1-0. Scotto with a quick throw over to first, and diving back in is Jeff Hendricks. Otis awaits the pitch. It's on the way inside. Almost got him. Here's a quick throw down to first, and it got by the second baseman. And in with the stolen base is Jeff Hendricks, who's in scoring position here, represents the tying run as Andrew Otis just about got hit by that pitch. Scotto toes the rubber here behind 2-0 in the count to Andrew Otis. And now the tying run with a leadoff second base is Hendricks. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That was a nice pitch. Had some good movement on that thing. And the count is 1-1. Daniel Scotto really put a little extra mustard on that throw. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and he throws the same pitch with the same result. Strike 2 squares the count at 2-2. All of a sudden, a little fire from Daniel Scotto as he throws a couple of superb pitches to Andrew Otis. Now Hendricks with a pretty big lead, but Andrew Shea just kind of sneaks in there toward the bag, and he goes back to second base. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Scotto got behind on the count, and then 3 straight pitches, 2 called strikes, and got him swinging.
Grant Schroeder.
That'll be the second strikeout of the game for Scotto, and Grant Schroeder steps in. He struck out on a called strike 3 in the first inning. Here's the pitch, a late swing, and it's ripped foul over the dugout down the first baseline.
An announcement just
Jeff
coming in from
Hendricks.
Field maintenance. They ask that on-deck hitters please use the mats to take warm-up swings. On-deck hitters on the mats.
Jeff Hendricks, who walked and stole second, and he's getting a lot of attention as they flip the ball down that way. Otis with the strikeout, first out of the third inning here for Santiam Christian, and Grant Schroeder with a 1-strike count. Here is Scotto, checks Hendricks at second and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And all of a sudden, Scotto has found that pitch. He has really got a nice little fastball with a little twist on the end of it. And Santiam Christian just not able to catch up with it. He throws the same pitch, and again, a late swing. It's ripped way down to the fence in the corner. Foul ball. And the count holds at 0-2. Hendricks, pretty good lead off second base here with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. The fastball drilled into right, and it drops in for a single. And Hendricks goes over to third. Runners at the corners on Grant Schroeder's single to right center.
The catcher, number 2, Alex Havelsrud.
And with 1 out and down 2-1, Santiam Christian has it going. Stepping in will be Alex Havelsrud, the catcher for Santiam Christian. Pitcher threw him out first time up in the first inning. Here is the delivery, and it's inside for ball 1. And do they have him? Here's the throw down to second. Got him. Trying to sneak into second base was Grant Schroeder. But a nice throw. And he is caught stealing. Now we're going to have a little bit of an argument, but not a big one. Now they're going to change the call? No, they're not. He was just dusting himself off over there on the second base bag. And here comes Grant Schroeder over to the dugout. Still at third is Jeff Hendricks. Schroeder just kind of camped out there at second base. And with a runner at third and 2 out, Havelsrud ahead in the count. 1-0. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-1. Daniel Scotto can bring it. He just takes a quick look over at third. Here's the pitch. This one inside. Got away from Tristan Jones, but he catches up with it. Nobody going anywhere. The count 2 balls and 1 strike here to Havelsrud. Alex 1 foot out of the batter's box now. He'll climb in against Daniel Scotto. Here's the delivery. Looking for the inside corner, couldn't find it. The count goes to 3-1. Micah Ropp on deck for the Eagles as Scotto checks the runner. Here's the pitch inside for ball 4. Well, check it here. It was ball 4. I was just checking the count. And that'll be the second base on balls given up by Scotto here in the third inning. 2 aboard, runners at the corners. Jeff Hendricks at third and Alex Havelsrud over at first. And Ropp now, who scored the only run of the game for the Eagles, a chance to drive one in as the Eagles trail the Challengers 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Scotto had a full count on Ropp before walking him back in the second, and the ball hit right to the second baseman, Andrew Shea. He tucks it away, and the Eagles are gone here in the third. They failed to score, no runs. 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 men are left on. And through 3 innings of play, it's Cascade Christian 2 and Santiam Christian 1.
For the Eagles, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, we see a bank of dark clouds over the Salem Keizer area. But as yet, we're still in shirt sleeves. Nice afternoon. 74 degrees when this game started. Feels like it's dropped off closer to about 68, 69 degrees right now. We'll have to check our weather station and see how close we are. 2-1 ball game as we head to the 4th inning. Cascade Christian with the lead. It's still in the 70s. It's 72 degrees. Must be the wind chill. Makes it feel like 69. Josh Bright, the designated hitter, will lead it off for the Challengers here in the 4th against Micah Ropp. Ropp gave up 2. Both of those guys who scored, Justin Cheney and Tyler West, had walked leading off the 3rd inning. Then he got Andrew Shea and Jake Miller and looked to be in pretty good shape with 2 out before Cody Coggins ripped an RBI single. To give the Challengers the 2-1 lead. Here is the pitch by Ropp, hangs one outside, and the count is 1-0. 2-0. Rather, is Josh Bright. Leans right in there. Here comes Ropp with the delivery, the high kick, and he caught the corner that time, and the count goes to 2-1. 1 run in the 2nd inning for Santiam Christian. Cascade Christian gets 2 in the 3rd to take the lead. And again on the corner, called strike. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Bright. Micah Ropp painting the corner on the outside. The high kick and the delivery. Foul down the first base line, and the count holds at 2-2. Bright swings at one and rips it foul back behind him, just a little on top of that one. Ropp again with the high kick, and the pitch drilled out towards second base. Jeff Hendricks gobbles it up on to first to Caleb Wansley for out number 1. One gone. That'll bring up Tristan Jones.
10, Tristan
Jones, the catcher for the Challengers, struck out back in the 2nd inning. Here's the wind and the delivery. This one stays outside, and the count is 1-0. Kyle Ferguson is on deck, the 3rd baseman. Here's the 1-0 delivery as Ropp working in a hurry. Ball 2, just a little outside, 2-0. Here to Tristan Jones. Pitch is inside, and he goes 3-0 here to Jones. Tristan will be very patient with this pitch. 1 out here in the 4th inning, and Cascade Christian trailing. Micah Ropp. Nice pitch in there for the strike, and it's 3-1. And walking Tristan Jones is Micah Ropp as he came with that pitch. Gives up the base on balls, and now down to first base goes Jones as Kyle Ferguson steps in. That's the third walk of the ball game given up by Micah Ropp, and it was the 2 walks in the third that got him into trouble, as both of those who got the free pass came around to score. Jones on at first as Kyle Ferguson steps in. Ropp looks at Ferguson over there and comes to the plate inside, a little high, and the count is 1-0. One out here in the top of the 4th inning. And there's the toss back over to first. Wansley keeping Jones close to the bag. Here's the pitch. This one is inside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Kyle Ferguson. 1 out, 1 on, 4th inning in a 2-1 ball game. Cascade Christian on top, and there's the called strike, 2-1. Jones stays pretty close to the bag. Now he'll take just a short little lead off first. Here's Ropp, delivers the ball bunted. Nice bunt down the first baseline, dribbles foul. Quickly over there to cover was Micah Ropp coming rolling off the mound. And by that time, Tristan Jones was down to second base by the time it rolled foul. And he'll retreat to the bag. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here to Kyle Ferguson. With a 2-2 count, Micah Ropp trying to work out of a little bit of trouble here. 1 out, 1 on. And he and Ferguson, a good battle going on right here. 2-2. In a 2-1 ball game with Cascade on top of Santiam Christian. Ropp gazing over at first base. Here he comes to the plate. The ball is smacked down towards second. Picked up, flipped to second base, on to first for the double play. Second double play of the ball game for Santiam Christian, and it came at a good time for this defense. And no runs here in the 4th inning. No hits, no errors. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning now. And boy, it's been a good one here. A 2-1 ball game. Cascade Christian on top. And once again, Cascade Christian trying to challenge, but Santiam Christian got out of the jam. And we'll come up and see if they can tie this ball game or pick up a lead in the 4th inning. I can see the flag waving in the breeze here. We've even picked up just a couple of drops of precipitation. Little reminders that we are in Oregon. Just a chance of some of the wet stuff coming down a little bit, but not a big threat at this point, although there are some dark clouds around the Salem Keizer area. Caleb Wansley will lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Eagles, who trail 2-1 going into the bottom of the 4th. J.T. Wyatt and Tyler Aldrich also scheduled up here in the bottom of the 4th. The first pitch is chopped down to the first baseline, and Caleb Wansley steps over for the unassisted put out. And that'll bring J.T. Wyatt up to the plate. He plays left field. Wyatt with a solid single back in the second inning. Made it all the way around to third base, but did not score. Here comes the pitch from Micah Ropp, and a swinging strike one. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and this one is knocked out over the head of the second baseman, way deep out into right field, and a nice job by Tyler Roberts back there as he drifted all the way back almost to the warning track, reached up and brought it in. A little bit of wind, and it's going right where that flag is showing. Just kept pushing that ball. It looked like at first it was just going to be over the second baseman's head, but the ball just kept on moving, got up there in the jet stream, and the next thing you knew, it was back toward the warning track. 2 out, and that'll bring up Tyler Aldridge, a swinging strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Ropp. Fouled back, and the count is 0-2. Micah Ropp adjusts the cap, leans in. Alex Hobblesrud leaning outside on this pitch. And here comes Ropp's delivery, and it is fouled back. Tyler Aldridge got a piece of it. Ropp's 0-2 delivery is drilled right between the third baseman and the shortstop into left field, and a solid single by Tyler Aldridge. His first hit of the ball game sends him down to first base, and Tyler Roberts, the right fielder, will step in.
Right fielder.
Or excuse me,
10, Tyler Roberts.
Tyler Roberts. Scotto looking over to the right. Here is the pitch. He drills one out between center and left, and diving after it is Jake Miller, but he can't make the catch. Here's the throw coming back in, and now coming in to score all the way around is Tyler Aldridge. And at second base is Tyler Roberts. Boy, he put some punch in that ball, and right between Jake Miller and Isaiah Lusney out there for Cascade Christian. Roberts standing at second with the RBI, and this game is tied at 2 here in the fourth inning.
U.S. Bank is proud to celebrate its 27th year of sponsoring the OSAA State Championships. Remember when saving money seemed so easy? Well, if you stop, let U.S. Bank help you start. That's savings today.
Phil letting us know the wind's a little bit like Wrigley. Makes it a little tough for those outfielders, and that wind has really picked up here in the last maybe inning or so. That flag is pointing straight out. And he hit that ball strong. And, boy, what a great effort by Jake Miller out there as he dove after that ball. But the way the wind was pushing it was away from Miller, and he was not able to come up with the catch. Going to have a pitching change right now for Cascade Christian as Scotto will come out. And I believe coming on will be Jeff Hendricks. Let's check it. It is Jeff Hendricks, who is an ace pitcher for the Challengers. And he will make a move here. Oh, it's Jordan Reagan. I got my Cascade Christian lineup and my Santiam Christian lineup kind of mixed up in here. It will be number 14 going to the mound for Cascade Christian. So Jordan Reagan is just a freshman, but it's going to be a big spot for him as he'll come on and take his warm-up tosses here with Tristan Jones. Jordan is a left-hander. As we said, a freshman. And a big spot to come in here in relief in the state championship game in a 2-2 ball game in the fourth inning. Down at second base, Roberts, who drove in Tyler Aldrich. And now Tristan Jones out to talk with the freshman, Jordan Reagan rather, and get a little bit of comfort out there for the young fella who walks up there on the mound, the left-hander, and he will be in facing Jeff Hendricks. And now the umpire sending Hendricks on down to first base with the intentional walk.
An intentional walk issued to number 14, Jeff Hendricks.
And Hendricks is a guy who can really hit the ball. He was 0 for 1, but hit a nice ball out into center field that was caught first pitch of the ball game, then reached on a walk back in the third, and now an intentional walk here in the fourth. And the pitch is high and outside, 1-0 to Andrew Otis. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Santiam Christian had the early lead, and this ball is ripped high. Coming over is the first baseman. Justin Cheney tucks it in for out number 3. So the freshman gets it done here. Coming in, Jordan Reagan. And the Santiam Christian Eagles are gone in the fourth, but they pick up the tying run on the single by Aldrich, and then the big knock by Tyler Roberts that brought Aldrich all the way around to score. And at the end of 4, tied at 2, we head to the top of the fifth inning coming up.
If you've stopped saving, let us help you start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow from U.S. Bank. Save a little every week with every purchase, every paycheck. Watch your savings grow. When you reach $1,000, you'll earn a $50 rewards Visa card. Earn another $50 when you keep it for a year. Save for a wedding day, a family, or your house. Just start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank.
Two ball game here as we go to the fifth inning, and Cascade Christian will have Justin Cheney, the first baseman, to lead it off in the top of the fifth inning against Micah Ropp. Missed on the first pitch, 1-0 here to Cheney. Tyler West on deck, and Andrew Shea also scheduled up here in the fifth inning for Cascade Christian. 2-2 ball game in the fifth inning, and that ball ripped out toward center. Ricky Dritkus, a nice leaning catch as he dove after one out there in center field, and what a big hand for Dritkus from the fans. And I'm not just talking about the Cascade Christian fans. That was a great catch out there in center field for out number 1. Tyler West will step in now. West walked and scored the go-ahead run back in the third inning to give Cascade Christian a 2-1 lead, but Santiam Christian back to tie it in the bottom of the fourth. State championship here for 3A baseball in Oregon. Here's the pitch, and it is just inside. Ball 1. West and Rupp. Here's Micah with the delivery there for a called strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Again, the high kick from Rupp. He bends that curve in there. It's slapped down toward the second base bag, and a long throw, and stretching out there is Caleb Wansley. for out number 2. Great job down there by Grant Schroeder.
Number 3, Andrew Shea.
And Andrew Shea will step in. Nobody on. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, and this one is taken for a strike. Isaiah Lusney down there in the bullpen, warming up, left-handed pitcher. Isaiah Lusney, center fielder. 2 balls and a strike here from Micah Ropp to Andrew Shea. Here is the delivery, and he just reaches out and bangs that one foul into the dugout. Micah Ropp, solid job here into the top of the 5th inning, and he bends one in there, just not enough, and the count goes to 2-0. And the delivery wrapped foul. Ropp looks in at Havelsrud. Here's the pitch. In a swing and a miss. Boy, he almost got a piece of it. The 3-2 pitch and the strikeout by Micah Ropp.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base.
And it's a 1-2-3 inning. A fly ball by Cheney, and then the put out by the shortstop. A nice throw that got Tyler West, and then the strikeout of Andrew Shea as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Still tied, 2-2. And Santiam Christian coming up. Santiam Christian with 1 run in the 2nd, another in the 4th. Cascade Christian 2 runs in the 3rd. All even, 2 apiece as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Grant Schroeder, Alex Havelsrud, and Micah Ropp due up here for the Eagles. Daniel Scotto started the ball game for Cascade Christian.
Bottom of the 5th inning for Santiam Christian. The shortstop, number 7.
Then Jordan Reagan, the freshman, coming in to get that last out of the 4th inning. And he hits the batter. He threw that ball down inside, and Grant Schroeder, I thought he got hit. Maybe he didn't. Looked like it hit him in the leg. One and 0. And here is the pitch. This one on the corner outside. And the count evens at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And a solid rip out into right field. It got by Tyler West. And on his way around second, and he's going to go ahead and take that ball, that dive into third on the throw that comes in late. And a triple for Grant Schroeder. He ripped that ball out over second base, and a nice effort by Tyler West, the junior, out there in right field, but couldn't get to it. And once again, that wind really causing some problems. It's taken that baseball and it really moved.
Number 2, Alex.
Here comes Havelsrud now with nobody out, and Schroeder over at third. And Havelsrud grounded to the pitcher in the first inning and walked in the third.
The Oregonian, the Northwest's largest daily circulation newspaper, is proud to sponsor the Oregonian Cup since 2002.
Meeting on the mound as the freshman Jordan Reagan gives up the big rip there to Grant Schroeder.
Throughout the entire school year. Look for final 2010, 2012.
And a chance for Santiam Christian to get back on top. They led early 1-0, then found themselves behind Cascade Christian 2-1, tied the ball game in the fourth inning, and now with the leadoff hitter at third on the triple, have an opportunity to reclaim the lead. Havelsrud, Micah Ropp, and Caleb Wansley due up. And we're going to have another pitching change as Jordan Reagan, the freshman, will go out. And it looks like they'll bring Cody Coggins on, the freshman who's been playing shortstop. And Coggins, a pretty good pitcher according to the coach. He's going to be taken over out there on the mound. Coggins is also a freshman. He started the game over there at shortstop. So yet another pitching change as Cody Coggins comes in. After the leadoff triple by Grant Schroeder. Coggins will take some warm-up tosses.
Some defensive changes for Cascade Christian. Moving from left field to shortstop, number 24, Jake Miller.
So Miller is going to move over to shortstop now.
Number 20, Josh Bright.
And Josh Bright will move into left field. Josh Bright, who was the designated hitter starting the game, will move into left as Jake Miller will take over for Cody Coggins at shortstop. Miller will move from left field over to third base. I was going to say you need a program to keep up. Well, we have one. So we should be able to keep up here. State Championship 3A baseball, and it is a close one. 2 runs apiece here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And stepping in is Alex Havelsrud to face the offerings of the freshman Cody Coggins, who comes in for Jordan Reagan, who relieved Daniel Scotto. Here's the pitch, and it's ripped foul down the third baseline.
Nice move by the coach.
Coach giving chase. Wheels have slowed down just a little bit. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Havelsrud. Alex waves that bat back and forth. And here comes the delivery by Coggins. And it's a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Coggins. And it is wrapped down to short. And he'll throw it on to first, but RBI, and coming in with the go-ahead run is Grant Schroeder. Havelsrud goes out on the fielder's choice, but 3-2 ball game now as the Eagles jump out to a 1-run lead, and Micah Ropp, who drew a base on balls and scored the first run of the ball game for Santiam Christian, will step in against Coggins. Missing on the first throw, and the 1-0 pitch coming up here to Ropp. This one a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coggins, who opened the game at shortstop, and called in to try to shut things down from the mound. Here's the wind and the delivery, just a little bit low, and the count is 2-1. Santiam Christian, one on the board in the second, one in the fourth, and now one in the fifth. Cascade Christian, both of their runs coming in the third. There's a swing and a miss for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Micah Ropp. We've seen some good effort in this game in the outfield by both teams. And the way the wind is blowing, it's been a little tricky out there. Little curveball inside, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Havelsrud. Excuse me, to Micah Ropp. Here is the pitch, and it is a called strike 3. Micah Ropp goes down on strikes. Cody Coggins getting rid of the other pitcher, and now Caleb Wansley will step in. The first baseman, Wansley, 1 for 2 in the ball game, with a single back in the second inning. And the first pitch is ball 1. Three to 2. Santiam Christian on top, and the count now 1-1. Wansley, left-handed batter, looks out at Cody Coggins, who winds and delivers, and that ball is poked way deep into right field. There goes Tyler out there at the warning track, and he brings it in. Tyler West got to the spot where that ball was headed, and he brought it in for out number 3. But the go-ahead run comes across the plate in the fifth inning. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they leave 1 on, and we head now to the 6th inning. At the end of 5, Santiam Christian 3 and Cascade Christian 2.
At Les Schwab, along with great prices, our tires come with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you, which includes free flat repairs, equal value replacements, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. With the other guys, well, you just never know. So why is free protection on your tires good to have?
Lifetime protection. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
We go to the 6th inning, the 3A state championship baseball game in Oregon. 3-2 ball game, and it has been back and forth. Santiam Christian an early 1-0 lead. But Cascade Christian 2 runs in the third to take the lead, and then in the fourth, Santiam Christian tied the game at 2 and then get the go-ahead run in the fifth on a triple by Grant Schroeder, and he was knocked in by Alex Havelsrud on the fielder's choice. First pitch is on the corner for strike 1. And the second pitch to Jake Miller is just a little bit off the mark, and the count is even at 1-1. Micah Ropp working in a hurry now. Here he comes with the pitch. Good looking pitch, a little bit low, and the count is 2-1. Miller 0 for 2 in the ball game. Looks at a pitch on the outside, and the count moves to 3-1. And the Challengers looking to get something going here in the 6th inning, trailing 3-2. Here's Micah Ropp. This one caught the corner for a called strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Miller. Cody Coggins on deck, and Isaiah Lusney also due up here in the 6th for the Challengers. Here's the high kick and the delivery. This one ripped down foul, still in play toward the dugout, and chasing it down, Caleb Wansley, but just couldn't get to it. Running out of room in a hurry over there. and the count holds at 3-2. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Cascade Christian challengers. The 2 runs that scored, Cheney and West both drew walks and were knocked in. Cody Coggins with a big RBI single to give Cascade Christian the lead early, and that ball ripped past the pitcher. A nice knock by Jake Miller, and he is safely aboard with a single into center field. Leadoff single by Jake Miller with a full count, 3-2, and Cody Coggins now a chance to give Cascade Christian an opportunity to tie or take the lead in this ball game. Coggins, just a freshman, but a great baseball player, and the guy is doing it all. Started out at shortstop and now moving on to the mound. Left-hand hitter, whips that bat around, holds it kind of high over his head. Here's a throw over to Caleb Wansley at first, and Miller back safely aboard on first base. Here is the delivery and a nice bunt right to the pitcher. And Micah Ropp throws to first and got him, but the sacrifice gets Jake Miller down to second base. Coggins does the job, puts Miller into scoring position with Isaiah Lusney coming to the plate. Lusney, another left-handed hitter, went down swinging in the third inning and hit into a double play in the first. Here's the pitch by Ropp, and it's on the corner for a strike. Hit the inside corner, and the count 0-1 to Isaiah Lusney. Just a few sprinkles starting to fall on our head here in Keizer at Volcanoes Stadium. Big lead off second. The ball wrapped out, and it's past the second baseman. Coming around third is Jake Miller. Miller will score as he slides in. Nice job by Isaiah Lusney. With an RBI single into center field, and coming around to tie the game is Jake Miller. We're even at 3. A 3-3 ball game here at Volcanoes Stadium. With 1 out in the 6th inning, and Josh Bright started as the designated hitter and now playing left field. As a little bit of precipitation continues to fall here at Volcanoes Stadium. And they're going to hold it up here for just a moment as that ball is whipped back to the pitcher from first base. Micah Ropp toes the rubber, count 0-1. Here to Josh Bright. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and it's bunted. Nice bunt down toward first base. They'll throw it over for the out to Wansley, and safely aboard down at second goes Isaiah Lusney. With 2 out, and Lusney in scoring position, a little bit of a meeting of the minds out on the mound as Tristan Jones will come in to bat for Cascade Christian. Jones 0 for 1, struck out in the 2nd inning, drew a walk back in the 4th. Here's Micah Ropp with the delivery. It's high and outside for ball 1. 3-3 ball game. Bottom of the 6th inning at Keizer. And he leans and bends that one in for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. A little bit low, and the count is 2-1. Little lead off second base over there at Lusney, and here is the pitch, and it's drilled down to the second baseman, and he throws it on to Wansley. Hendricks gobbled it up, and Cascade Christian is done here in the 6th inning, but they get the tying run. Jake Miller coming around to score. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 aboard. That's Isaiah Lusney. As we head to the 7th inning, or middle rather, head to the bottom of the 6th inning with Cascade Christian and Santiam Christian all tied at 3. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-3 ball game here in the state title game for 3A baseball in Oregon. And it has been a seesaw battle. Santiam Christian led it 1-0 after 2 innings. But in the top of the 3rd, Cascade Christian coming back to take the lead with a couple of runs pushed across and led it 2-1. Santiam Christian puts 1 on the board in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. To take a 3-2 lead, and then Cascade Christian in the top of the 6th ties it up. Back and forth they go. Freshman Cody Coggins on the mound, and a little bit of a meeting there with his mates from around the infield. And they'll break it up, and the lanky Coggins will lean in for the first pitch. Eagles will have J.T. Wyatt leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Coggins with the delivery, called strike 1. Smooth delivery by the right-handed freshman. Coggins peering in over his mitt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back. Quickly ahead in the count is Coggins, is Wyatt in a hole, down 2 strikes. Taking his time is Coggins. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he got him, threw that ball inside. Looked like it hit him, apparently didn't. Got the bat, and the count. Well, let's check it here. Sticks at 0-2. Just hit the bottom of the bat, it appears. And the 0-2 pitch coming here from Coggins. He delivers one high and outside, and the count 1-2. And Coggins backs off, gets everything properly adjusted, and he's ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, bottom of the 6th inning in a 3-3 ball game. State title game for 3A baseball. And this one is jacked foul up behind us. Mishandled by the fan on the causeway. And the count holds it 1-2. Tyler Aldrich on deck, designated hitter for Santiam Christian. Here's the wind and the delivery, and this one is fouled just a little further back and leaves the stadium here. Volcanoes Stadium, a nice park. You may see it as you head up and down Highway 5, Interstate 5, just north of Salem Keizer. I guess actually we're in Keizer proper here at the ballpark, and a swinging strike three. Nice pitch by Coggins, got Wyatt to go down swinging. And with one gone, here's Tyler Aldrich.
Designated hitter, number 8, Tyler Aldrich.
3-3 ball game. We're just over an hour and a half into this one. And into the bottom of the 6th inning. Coggins, the third pitcher for Cascade Christian, and the foul ball. Coggins ahead, 0-1. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, the 4A state championship game. Here's the pitch, swing and strike. 0-2, and Coggins really settling in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Struck out J.T. Wyatt, and ahead on the count, 0-2 here to Tyler Aldrich. Coggins sets. There's the kick and the delivery. Inside, ball one. 1-2. Guy doesn't get rattled much. Coggins, again, just a freshman. Santiam Christian very comfortable with him in there in a tight state championship game here in Keizer at Volcanoes Stadium. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Coggins, and it is belted over the second baseman's head for a solid single by Coggins, by Aldrich, who is now 2 for 3 in the ball game. And Coggins looking to shake it off here as Tyler Roberts steps in. Roberts hit a hard double back in the 4th inning. And now we're going to have the coach for Cascade Christian coming out, and it looks like we're in for another change as Cody Coggins gives up that hit. Looks like they'll make some adjustments, and Dryden Reichmuth, a junior,
now running at first
is going to be coming in.
Number 27, Dryden.
Oh, he's going to be running at first base for Santiam Christian. Lots of changes in this ball game. A little cat and mouse going on. People coming in, people going out. And a change here for Santiam Christian. Aldrich with a nice shot, a single over the second baseman's head. And Dryden Reichmuth, the junior, will come in to run. So Coggins will stay in the game. Struck out J.T. Wyatt, gave up the single to Aldrich, and now will face Tyler Roberts, a left-handed hitter, who is the right fielder for Santiam Christian. Here's the pitch by Coggins, and a swing and a miss for strike one. And barring a double play, Jeff Hendricks would be due up next for Santiam Christian. Throw over to first, and Reichmuth dives back in there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Brings it inside. There's a quick throw down to first. Almost got away. Justin Cheney chasing it down, and the count is 1-1. Ball on the strike, one out here, bottom of the 6th inning. All tied at 3. with a 3A state baseball championship on the line here in Keizer at Volcanoes Stadium. Coggins peers in, gets the signal from Tristan Jones, and he'll throw the ball back over to first. Had about 839 raindrops, and that's about it. It appears to have moved on over us for the time being. Here is the delivery, and it's slapped right down to the third baseman. The throw is there at second, and safe aboard at first is Tyler Roberts. After Kyle Ferguson made the play.
Second baseman.
And 2 out as Jeff Hendricks steps in. He has walked his last 2 times up. Drew an intentional base on balls in the 4th. And now it looks like they want to get another pitcher in there. For Cascade Christian, Kyle Coggins gets a good job from the coach, and he'll head over to the dugout, and some changes about to be made. Boy, they'll move them around like chess pieces out there on the diamond, so we'll just watch and see who comes in to throw. Looks like it'll be Isaiah Lusney, the sophomore, who's going to come in. Lusney has been playing center field, so he'll leave the center field spot and move on to the pitcher's mound now for Cascade Christian. Lusney, a left-handed pitcher. We'll take some warm-up tosses there with Tristan Jones, and we'll see who moves out to take over for him in center field. A lot of folks around the mound there as Lusney takes his warm-up tosses. 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 3-3 ball game. And safely aboard at first is Tyler Roberts as they got the lead runner, Reichmuth.
Cascade Christian. Number 15, Isaiah Lusney.
So with Lusney on the mound, they'll have a new center fielder. See if we can pick it up and see who it is. Looks like it'll be Josh Bright moving out there to center field. He'd been over in left. Started the game as the designated hitter. There's a quick toss over to first base by Isaiah Lusney. A lot of changes being made here in the lineup defensively. And the count 0-1 to Jeff Hendricks. Here's Lusney, the left-hander. Outside, that ball got by the catcher. And all the way down to second base goes Roberts. And Tyler Roberts representing the go-ahead run here for Santiam Christian in scoring position here in the bottom of the 6th inning. With 2 out. And they're going to go ahead and send him on down to first. Hendricks, who got an intentional base on balls in the 4th, is getting the same treatment here in the 6th inning.
Brings up the third baseman, number 12.
So 3 straight times Jeff Hendricks has walked. The last 2 have been intentional, and Andrew Otis will come up with 2 out here, and runners aboard at first and second. Hendricks at first, and Tyler Roberts down at second. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here is the pitch, and this one is hit hard out toward right field. Tyler West is back, and makes the grab, and we come to the end of the 6th inning. Andrew Otis got a good bat on the ball. Turns into a fly ball out in right field to Tyler West, and after 6, the Santiam Christian Eagles and the Cascade Christian Challengers are tied at 3 as we head to the 7th.
Santiam Christian 3, Cascade Christian 3.
If you've stopped saving, let us help you start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow from U.S. Bank. Save a little every week with every purchase, every paycheck. Watch your savings grow. When you reach $1,000, you'll earn a $50 rewards Visa card. Earn another $50 when you keep it for a year. Save for a wedding day, a family, or your house. Just start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank.
Three to 3 ball game, and the faithful are here sticking with their team. 3A state title on the line as we go to the 7th inning. And all tied at 3. Santiam Christian led it 1-0 after 2 innings. And Cascade Christian with a couple of runs on the board in the 3rd to take a 2-1 lead. Santiam Christian back to tie it as they push one across in the 4th. Tyler Aldrich with a single and came all the way around on an RBI double. Santiam Christian added one in the 5th, but Cascade Christian in the top of the 6th tied this ball game up at 3. The first pitch is taken for a strike. Kyle Ferguson and Micah Ropp, who is throwing hard. And Ropp ahead on the count now at 0-1. Ferguson digs in. Here's the pitch. It's knocked foul, and the count is 0-2. Quickly, Ferguson in a hole. Ferguson popped out to the second baseman and hit into an inning-ending double play in the 4th. Here's the high kick and the delivery. This one, a nice bounce down to 3rd, and the throw way over the top of the first baseman's head into the bleachers. And on down to second base will go Kyle Ferguson here in the top of the 7th. That ball coming to the third baseman, Andrew Otis. And high with the throw over to Caleb Wansley. It sailed on him and ended up about 5 rows up into the bleachers.
First baseman, number 12.
And that will be a throwing error as Ferguson goes on down to second base. The old E5. And Justin Cheney steps in, the first baseman for the Challengers. Ropp delivers, and it's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Solid performance here for Micah Ropp. First error in the ballgame by either club. The observation by Phil to my left. Our esteemed operator. Pitch just inside, and the count is 1-1. Tyler West is on deck. Ropp checks the runner at second and comes with the pitch, and it is wrapped down. Just got by the first baseman into right field. Coming around and going to go back over to third base is Kyle Ferguson, who made a big turn at third. Thought better of it, and safely on at first is Justin Cheney. Cheney hit that ball hard. Caleb Wansley coming off the bag Just as he reached his glove out, that ball just scooted right underneath it and out into right field. A hard hit by Justin Cheney. Runners at the corner now with Ferguson on at third and Justin Cheney on at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. And here comes Tyler West. The right fielder got a base on balls and scored back in the 3rd inning for Cascade Christian. Grounded out to short in his 2nd at bat. Micah Ropp thinking about it here as he backs off the rubber. Looks over at Cheney at first and then to Kyle Ferguson on third. Talk about a critical point in the ball game. 7th inning in a tie game and runners at the corners with nobody out. Ropp fakes the throw to third and then kicks the dust off the rubber, and he'll wind up and do it again. No one warming up in the bullpen. They're staying with Micah Ropp here, and Micah throws a strike on the corner on the outside. Not a lot of margin for error right now for Santiam Christian. Caleb Wansley holding Cheney close at first. And now we have timeout as Ropp's going to get some company here. They want to talk a little strategy with runners on the corners and nobody out in a 3-3 ball game and the last inning of the ball game. 3-3.
All kinds of kids win because
Matt Nosak decides we better have a little chat here, make sure everybody's on the same page defensively with the potential go-ahead run down at third base. And Coach Nosak headed back to the dugout. Kyle Ferguson will resume his spot over there on the bag at third for Cascade Christian. Justin Cheney on at first. Count is 0-1 to Tyler West. Top of the 7th inning, tied at 3 in the state championship game. This one a little bit high, and the count is 1-1. West climbs back in. Ropp makes a quick throw over to first, leaning back in. Justin Cheney ahead of the throw to Caleb Wansley. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Ropp. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Tyler Ropp trying to work out of a jam here. And we're talking a pretty big jam. 3-3, runners at the corner. Makes another throw over to first base. And boy, what more could you ask for in a championship game? Talk about a lot of drama. It's going on right now in front of us here at Volcanoes Stadium. That ball is high and back into the net. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyler West. Ropp off the mound, surveys the scene here. Go-ahead run just off third base. Kyle Ferguson. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And a great pitch there by Micah Ropp. Got Tyler West swinging, and the first out of the 7th inning. Now he'll have to deal with Andrew Shea. Or will they make a change in the lineup? One gone here, top of the 7th inning, a 3-3 ball game. And Micah Ropp for Santiam Christian just got a big strikeout. Now we're going to have a change here in the runner at first base. Cheney is going to come out, and we'll look and see who replaced him.
Your attention, please.
Little discussion going on out there on the mound.
Cascade Christian. Number 8, Tim Martin.
So Tim Martin will come into bat in this spot for Shea Andrew.
Pinch running at
And
first
Matthew
base,
Shea
number 28, Matthew Shea.
is going to be running over at first base. Tim Martin, a junior, coming in to pinch hit here. And the quick toss over to first. Matthew Shea diving back in on another throw over to first base. Shea on at first, and Kyle Ferguson, who represents what would be the lead run, is still right there hanging out at third base. Here comes the pitch. It's in there for a called strike by Micah Rupp to Tim Martin. And the count is 0-1, one out here. Top of the 7th in a 3-3 ball game. Rupp tosses one again over to Caleb Wansley. Chasing Shea back to the bag. Andrew Otis, the third baseman, up on the grass here for Santiam Christian. Tim Martin digs in a hole, 0-1. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back, and the count is 0-2. Well, if Ropp's able to get out of this jam, it'll be a masterful pitching performance. He had runners at first and third with nobody out and struck out Tyler West, and now is ahead in the count, 0-2 to Tim Martin. Here is a ball hit right down to first base, back up to the plate, and the umpire is holding the arms up here. So he's going to send Kyle Ferguson back to third, and Tim Martin back in. Three-3 ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. And the count 0-2 to Tim Martin. Justin Cheney left for Matthew Shea, came in to run for him. He takes a lead off first. They bend one in on the corner for strike 3. Micah Rupp, talk about a big pitch. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Tie ball game, top of the 7th. He strikes out Tyler West and Tim Martin, and with 2 gone, faces big Jake Miller.
Number 24, Jake Miller.
Kyle Ferguson, who reached on an error, still there at third base, has got all the way around to third, and now with 2 out, that go-ahead run still there at third base. First pitch is a little bit high inside, and 1-0 here to Jake Miller. Micah Rupp has picked up 2 big outs, struck him out. Here's the quick throw over to first base. Shea back in safely. Ropp glances over at Ferguson at third, and then a quick peek back to first. Here's the delivery, and this one is hit high in foul ground, giving chase over toward the dugout, off the top of the dugout, and into the stands. And the count, a ball and a strike here to Jake Miller. Quick move by the catcher, Alex Hobblesrud. That ball was popped very high over toward the dugout. Hobblesrud showing some good speed. And Micah Ropp kicking a little dirt around up on top of the mound here with a 1-1 count to Jake Miller. Miller a single, came around to score in the 6th. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 1-2. And Micah Ropp a strike away from an outstanding effort here as he had runners at the corners with nobody out. He has struck out West and Martin, and now 1 strike away from disposing of Jake Miller. Here's Ropp's pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jake Miller. What a championship game for 3A baseball. Lead has changed hands a few times. This one is ripped foul. That ball way out of the park over the first base dugout. And the count 2-2 with 2 out. Deuces are wild here in the top of the 7th. Jake Miller stands in. Micah Ropp looks to Alex Hobblesrud. He checks the base runners. And here's the pitch. This one is ripped out into left field, and it's a base knock. Here comes Ferguson. He scores. Coming around and sliding in with the second run is Matthew Shea, and it's a 5-3 ball game on a base knock by Jake Miller. A 2 RBI single in the top of the 7th, a tie ball game, and Miller has given Cascade Christian a 5-3 lead. Nice piece of hitting as he dropped that ball in front of J.T. Wyatt out there in left field. And with 2 out and 2 strikes, Shea was on the run, as was Kyle Ferguson, who'd been camping over there at third base. And Micah Ropp now will face Cody Coggins.
Shortstop, number 9, Cody Coggins.
And down at first base, Jake Miller, who just gave Challenger fans a big thrill as he drove that single out into left field and took with him a 2-run lead. Here's a slap down to second, and the throw on to first for out number 3. But the damage done in the top of the 7th. 2 runs knocked in on the single by Jake Miller. 2 runs on 1 hit. There was an error, and 1 man left on as we head to the bottom of the 7th here in Keizer. Cascade Christian 5 and Santiam Christian 3. Grant Schroeder will lead it off for the Santiam Christian Eagles here in the bottom of the 7th. Santiam Christian finds themselves behind 5-3. They've been behind before in this game, down 2-1 going into the 4th inning. And coming back to tie the ball game, took the lead with a run in the 5th, then give up the tying run in the 6th inning, and then 2 runs in the 7th. And in the state 3A baseball championship game, it's a 2-run lead for Cascade Christian at 5-3. Shortstop Grant Schroeder will lead it off. Schroeder 2 for 3, a single in the 2nd and a big triple in the 5th. First pitch strike. And the 2nd coming. This one is tapped down toward 3rd. Ball is picked up, and the throw is in time. Nice move by Kyle Ferguson coming off 3rd base. And Isaiah Lusney quickly has 1 gone here. He's 2 outs away from a state championship for Cascade Christian. Solid game by Kyle Ferguson at 3rd base this afternoon. First pitch there for a strike. Lusney delivers on the 0-1 pitch inside, bounces in the dirt. The count 1-1. Alex Havelsrud. Santiam Christian looking for their 4th state championship today. And Cascade Christian looking for their 1st, and they're in good position now. A strike away from winning a state championship in 3A baseball. A ball and 2 strikes here to Alex Havelsrud. Here's the wind and the delivery, and this one is hit high down the right field line, and it's going to be out onto the bank in front of the bleachers, and the count holds at 1-2. Got a little more rain beginning to fall on us here at Volcanoes Stadium in Keizer. Second of our 5 state championship games on OSAA.TV. Here's the wind and the delivery up high. Ball 2, even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Havelsrud. Lusney, left-handed pitcher. 4th pitcher in the game for Cascade Christian. Strike away from winning a state championship. This one is high for ball 3 and a full count here to Havelsrud. I say a strike away. There's 1 out. So they're really a strike and an out away. And he walks Havelsrud, who goes down to first base. And Lusney not happy with himself on that pitch and coming in to give him a little encouragement. The 3rd baseman and the shortstop. And here comes the rest of the infield over to take part in the festivities. 1 out and 1 on.
The pitcher, number 15, Micah Rupp.
And now Rupp will come to the plate. Rupp struck out on a called strike in the 5th. First pitch is there for a called strike. 1 out. 1 on here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 5-3 as Santiam Christian trying to get a rally going. Here's the pitch by Lusney. It's inside at the knees for ball 1. Caleb Wansley, the first baseman, is on deck here for Santiam Christian. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Micah Rupp took a big cut at that one. But Lusney fired that ball in there for a strike. 1-2 with 1 out. 5-3, Cascade Christian leading Santiam Christian here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the delivery by Lusney, and it's inside for ball. Ropp and Lusney even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Havelsrud takes a lead off first. The pitch is inside, and the count is full at 3-2 to Micah Ropp. So just 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch, and he hits one hard out to center field, and drifting underneath it out there is Josh Bright, and he hauls it in for out number 2. Now an out away from a state championship. Cascade Christian and Santiam Christian have been locked in a tight one all through the afternoon. The lead has gone back and forth, and 2 big runs in the top of the 7th for Cascade Christian to give the challengers a 5-3 lead. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Caleb Wansley, the left-handed hitter, first baseman, takes a strike. Havelsrud, just a little lead off first. Here's the pitch by Lusney. Strike 2 called. Lusney just a glance toward first. He throws one outside for ball 1. 1-2 to Caleb Wansley. Cascade Christian looking for their first ever state baseball championship. Here is the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over.
For the Eagles.
And the challengers celebrate out in front of home plate as a 2-run 7th inning lifts the challengers to a win over the Santiam Christian Eagles by a score of 5-3. And how about Lusney coming on in relief of Cody Coggins? Isaiah was the 4th pitcher used by John Bruce and Cascade Christian in this game. Daniel Scotto had him going before the freshman Jordan Reagan came in. Cody Coggins did a nice job coming on in relief, got into a little trouble. Isaiah Lusney comes in and gets the job done as Santiam Christian can't get it to happen for him in a game again that had its ups and downs for both of these teams. Santiam Christian had a 1-0 lead after 2 innings. Cascade Christian scored 2 in the 3rd and led it 2-1. Santiam Christian tied it up in the 4th. And then in the 5th, Santiam Christian pushed the lead run across, only to have Cascade Christian come up with a run in the 6th to tie it, and 2 big runs in the 7th. And the challengers from Cascade Christian pick up their very first state championship here in the 3A title game at Volcanoes Stadium. A pleasure to have you join us on the OSAA.TV for the ball game this afternoon, and congratulations to Cascade Christian as they win it and the state championship by a score of 5-3 here in Keizer.
And we will have a presentation of trophies and medals momentarily. We ask that all fans please remain off the field and off of the dugout.